Hello, good afternoon, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Sorry for taking your time. Welcome back to Introduction to Information Technology. So, I'll be sharing my slide in a couple of minutes now. Um, in our last class, if I can remember, something related to, let me see, something related to storage. Okay, computing component input and output. I think we've done this right. Hello? I think we've done this right, or we have not.
I don't think so.
Can you see my slide?
No,
Can you see my slide?
I can see
Have
it.
we done this?
No, I don't think
Have
so.
we done this?
I don't think
We've
so.
not done this right.
Yes.
Okay, so computing components, input and output. So I'll be starting from here today. So do you remember what we did in our last class? I know means a lot of things. The several days that I've taken, that I've used it to consume so many things. So, do, can you see recap anything, or you might need to go through the material? I believe you all have the material, right? I also have access to the recording.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please kindly try and go through the previous classes so that you can use that to collaborate with what we have here. Computing components, input and outputs. So I want to please just alert me in case this recording stops. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so that I can connect the recording. That's is very important. So that just clicked on this now. I don't need you actually. I don't know. Okay, so it's out already. Okay, slideshow from Coin. So let me play the slide. Aha. So this is going to be our learning outcome. By the end of this class, you should be able to distinguish concept of input method and the application of various types of input devices. You should be able to distinguish concept of output method and the application of various type of output devices. You should be able to evaluate the usefulness of embedded technologies in taking improving quality of life and discuss the importance of assistive technology for daily life applications. Now, it's important to recap that computer himself involve three major things. The first is the input, the second is the processing, and the third is the output. And we refer to this as IPO. So all what you'll be doing with computer revolves around this IPO, and the major part of the whole computer comprises of the input and output. So for the input part, which actually involves you achieve using different means of communicating with your computer. So when we say input actually actually refers to any data and instructions entered into the memory of your computer. And this is actually done with the help of our input device. The input device are actually hardware components that allows us to carry out some instructions. So we have input method, and those methods are actually in different forms. You can enter information or you can enter data into your computer via your keyboard, which is a common means that we've all been involved in doing. Then we also have a direct entry. And this picture shows different input methods that I might be talking about later on. So from this picture, we can cite things like smart card, biometrics, electronic pen, optical mark recognizer, scanner, sound recognizer, touchscreen, mouse, the popular keyboard, magnetic ink, and so on and so forth. All these are actually the input methods that we have. And I will be emphasizing and explaining one of them later on in my slide. So now all this data can be entered into your computer, and there are several approaches in which you can actually enter your data. There are several approaches which you can enter your data. So it's just good to quickly mention them. And the first is the offline, the second is being the online way, and the third is being the interactive way. So the offline method or approach to data entry involves, also known as batch method. Data needs to be collected and confirmed before processing. While for the online, data is directly examined and corrected. This is like a real-time entering of data, while the interactive data is examined every time it is entered. So no waiting for all data to be entered before actually processing. So it's just good to quickly mention that. So now back to our input method. For the input method, we have the keyboard, which can help us to enter our data by using the keys that we have there. Then we have pointing devices, touch screens, pen inputs, motion inputs, voice inputs, video inputs, scanners, and reading devices. So all the ones I've mentioned earlier, like the smart touch, the pen ink, and the likes, falls on falls under any of this category. So my previous slide, I mentioned all these touchscreen, mouse, magnetic ink, electronic pen, scanner, sound recognizers. So they all fall under these 8 points. So input consists processing payment, update inventory. All this combines both entry via keyboard and direct entry. So now let's look at it from a professional point of view. As an accountant or a data entry personnel, you'll be involved in things like record purchases, payments updates, inventories updates, etc. And all this will be done with most likely with your keyboard. And depending on which of the profession you are doing, it will determine what input and output you'll be actually relating with. So that's why I bring this picture here. And this is an example of input and output devices at POS terminal. And if you look at the POS terminal, so what are the list of devices available via a POS terminal? So this is a store that comprises of monitor, scanner, and so on, keyboard, and so on and so forth. So what are the list of devices available via POS terminal? So that's the first question. So now for POS terminal, we can have your POS machine, which we can also call the cash register. You can have your computer monitor or the whole computer itself, then the keyboard. So you can have the monitor or the touch screen or the tablets. You can also have customized display, your barcode scanner, debit card reader to read your magnetic strip, receipt, printer, portable smart PS. So now looking at the image on 3.3, which shows the example of device at PS terminal. All the devices I've mentioned are in one way or the other accepting input. Now look at the POS machine now. Most POS machine now has a touch screen that allows you to just interact with the graphic user interface of the system. Then if you look at the monitor, you have the keyboard there that allows you to input the device. And I'll be talking about the code scanner. So let me confirm, is this video still recording?
Yes, sir.
Let me escape. Yeah, so I need to confirm that intermittently so that I won't be carried away. So the barcode scanner, for the barcode scanner, it takes in, like, it's a scanner, so that means it's meant to actually scan something. So it we have to scan for confirmation. And what will the barcode scanner be scanning? So definitely the barcode scanner will be scanning the barcode. So there's a code that will be scanned and sent to the computer for confirmation. So this can be used for goods confirmation. So, and majorly a computer can be programmed with a specific type of goods, and that goods can be scanned via the barcode scanner, and it will determine the exact amount and quantity of that goods just by putting it in front of the scanner. Okay, so we have the credit card reader that contains a magnetic strip. So all your card readers also have a magnetic strip that can record data and send it to either your POS machine or the likes. So it also takes in input. Your receipt printer takes in input too. Now, for the printer, it actually takes in input, which comes from another output. So your computer is going to send an output that will be received by the printer as an input, which the printer can now print out in a hard copy form. Now, these are different images of what we've been mentioning, just to help us understand what we've been saying. So, so this is a biometric. This is our ATM machine. Can you see that? These are counter, and so on and so forth. So more on the input. So terminals that allows users to access their account. So we mentioning things like we are trying to list. So what are the list of devices available in banks? Banking terminal. So you know what we might see in a POS terminal. So what are the inputs that we might see in a banking terminals? So one of the input there is the magnetic card reader, and the magnetic card reader is contain the magnetic strips that allows us to uh, it contain the important, like the sensitive information in your card that will be sent to the machine. We also have the deposit slots. So this is talking about the output of the POS machine now. We have deposit slot there, then the keypad. So the keypad can actually be a touch screen too. So keypad and touch screen goes together. We have magnetic ink. Magnetic ink is actually within the banking hall for signing in documents and so on and so forth. So we call it magnetic ink character reader. Fingerprints for your biometric, CCTV camera to monitor or surveillance, the scanner, mouse, printers, cash dispenser, and microchips. So specifically taking one one of these input method here into consideration is the keyboard arrangement. So here we have numbers of keys. So just looking at the characteristics of a keyboard, we have numbers of keys, type of keys, we have function. So for for the common standard keyboard that we have now, so you have the function at the first part of the keyboard, at the top part of the keyboard, we have the function keys there. Then after that, we have the symbol combined with the special keys. Yeah, your special keys or symbols combined with your numbers, then followed by your alphabet, your your alphabet. So we have the alphabet arranged there, ASDF, in ASDF manner. So this just shows the pictures of a popular keyboard that we use. This part shows the arrow key, arrow and directional key, numeric keypad. So normally in a banking system, you find this type of keyboard that has numeric keypad separate from normal numeric that you have here. So this type of not is not usually common with your laptop actually. And we have the typing area. So so this just to show us different keyboard keys arrangement and might be used to the popular QWERTZ. However, there are others that we have like the AZERTY and DVORAK are also other keyboard arrangement that we have. So for the mouse also has the right click and the left click aside the ability to move our cursors around. So the mouse allows us to right click on our screen or left click on our screen. So most times our right click is used to highlight some options, while the left click allows us to either drag or select the whatever items we've chosen. Now, looking at the output concept now. So we've been talking about input all this while, which is more of entering data into your computer. Now, the output is just the opposite, which involves you getting the data out of the uh, computer now. So most times, once you pass your data in as inputs, your computer will process the data, then return an output for you. So an output data that has been processed into a useful form can be called information. So output devices and methods that we have include the printer, your data projector, your interactive whiteboard, your screen. So all these are different outputs. Now, so let's imagine it this way. You're using your keyboard to type a mathematics question, or you're using your keyboard to type a balance sheet, and your monitor will display it for you. So your monitor is like an output. Or let's say that, like I said earlier on, that your printer can also be an output. So you send in a document to be printed from your computer and it gets printed out as a hard copy device or as a hard copy material from your printer. That is a hard copy. That's a output in hard copy form. Then we have data projector. So for projectors, it projects our images for us to see. Same thing with the whiteboard. So all these outputs can be subgrouped into four actually. It's either a text output in terms of what you are seeing on your screen in table form, in typing form, in Microsoft Word form. All these are text form. So, and the other one we can have is the graphics type. So you know that for anything that is related to graphics or multimedia has to do with pictures and the likes. So graphics can be things you do with your Corel Draw, Graphics can be the images you have, like this image you are looking at now. All these are graphics. I believe these are straightforward things that we understand. Then we have audio and video. Audio and video. Audio in terms of voice and video in terms of motion. So forms of output devices varies depending on the hardware and software used and user requirements. So hope this video is still recording. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's just good to confirm so that I won't be out of it. Hope you are seeing my screen actually.
I can see. I can see.
Okay, good. Okay, so I'm talking about form of output devices very okay. So forms of output device varies depending on the hardware and software used and users requirements. So now your profession determines what output device you use, or the current job you have determines what output you use. But basically in an office settings, you have a monitor, a keyboard, a printer, and a photocopy machine. Then if you are involved directly in a sales, you can have a POS terminal, a barcode scanner, and so on and so forth. And if you are involved in a gaming sales, you can have your console, your key, your gamepad, and the likes. So now this is very important, and it's common questions to ask. What are the types of output you have? So it's important to know that your output can either be a soft copy or a hard copy. So before I move to the next slide, do you have any idea of what your hard copy can be?
Hard copy is in form of a printer.
Yeah, hard copy can be in form of a printing card. Hard copy can be in form of um, a printer, printing out copy. So please, can you just let me? I need to quickly charge this my phone because I'm using it to connect to the internet.
All right.
I just need to take my charger. Is it working? Wait, I'm coming. I think I have an option instead of standing up. Okay, I think I can still manage this. Hope this is working. Ah, this is not working. No. So please, I might cut off. Okay, so just give me some minutes. Hello.
All right, sir. I hear you.
Okay. Sorry for the break in transmission. So, like I said, the types of output that we have is soft copy and hard copy, right?
Yes, sir.
Can, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Okay. So, like I was saying, sorry for the disturbance. So, you are right about the hard copy. So now, let me just mention what the soft copy looks like. So for the soft copy, now we have what we all know as flash, right? Now, those flash can be used to save our documents. So whatever you input inside your computer, the output can be saved inside something like a flash. So anything inside your flash is referred to as soft copy. That's one. Another thing you can think of is your CD. So your CD or your DVD. Your CD or DVD can contain the soft copy of the document, video file, audio file, etc. All these are also in soft copy form. And for the hardware, so the hardware are in form of digital prints, like a printed format of what your computer has processed, like a document in paper form, example of your hard copy document. Now, while I was showing um, the different type of uh, input and output, we saw the CCTV camera. So the CCTV camera, which can take in, is used for monitoring. So makes use of webcam security. So and the webcam security can be in different forms. It can be in your CCTV camera, it can be on your phone, it can be on your computer. Now, specifically, we'll be talking about webcam security on your computer now. Now, it is good to know that your webcam can be used by your employer to monitor your work because it's possible to have an application that will connect to your webcam and it will be able to take a screenshot of what you are doing. So we have application servers practical use in private settings. Exactly. So webcam use is criticized due to its usage in third parties content. So some employers might not even tell you that you are being monitored. So they will be intruding into your privacy. So ways to prevent unauthorized use are unplug the webcam or cover the lens or register the hardware or use a strong password. So the next information we have is concerning your barcode input. So we have two deep barcodes. So we have different barcodes actually here. We have some that are showing vertical lines, broad vertical lines, and some are showing mixture of vertical lines and some nodes. So 2D barcode can be vertical and horizontal direction for storing information. Can be read using your key out barcode reader or code reader app. So these are example of input that your computer can use. For example, your WhatsApp. So to connect your computer with your WhatsApp, you can easily just show the barcode of your WhatsApp to the computer, and this will scan it using the camera, and it will easily display it. So now to do that, all you need to do is download and install app to read your QR code. On the app and hold the device still, and computer camera point towards the scan and the code to scan it. Then you can generate your own QR codes. Download, install and one app that generates QR codes, and so on and so forth. So we have hardwares, generally hardware's radiation. So these are devices that emit some level of radiation. So every electronics device emits some level of radiation. So constant exposure may cause health concerns. So some of these are your tablets, your computer, your air condition, your refrigerator, microwave oven, mobile phones. I know there was a time, and I think 10 years ago, that it was carried that you should not put phones in your pocket again, especially for man, due to the radiation and so on. So all these things are actually real, and we can be careful about it. So what can we do to minimize risk? You replace your equipment, you sit back as far as possible from your monitor, you minimize wireless connection, remove Bluetooth headsets when not in use, then use blue light protection. Now, in the beginning of the class, we said we're talking about embedded technologies. So special purpose computer function as a component in a larger product. Now let's look at this very well. For when we say embedded technologies, we have application of embedded technologies such as customer electronics, home automation devices, automobiles, process controllers and robotics, computer device and office machine. So when we mention embedded technology, it's just enough for you to have an idea of what we are talking about. So embedded technologies talks about hardware generally, like your car, your phone, your anything that deals with hardware. So don't say that you've never heard of so if you have a question like this is an example of embedded technologies. Okay, so and you're now seeing things like MS Word, so you know that all those are not embedded technologies. They are just softwares or applications. So Internet of Things, which is referred to as IoT, refers to an environment where processors are embedded in products. So, and this just have to deal with having hardware that have a programmed devices. So example are your alarm clocks, your refrigerators, your washing machine, also known as machine to machine communications. So for assistive technologies, so assistive technologies are technologies that help disability people to learn one or two things in terms of education. So between 1985 to 1986, Quranic Braille first produced in Saudi Arabia, following a fatwa by Grand Mufti, was used in communicating Arabic words to people with visual disabilities. So there are several different visual disabilities that we can make use of. Aside the brailleys that we have. If you go to special home to you will see they have their own special book that has been inscribed. So their inscription follows a pattern for them to actually recognize alphabet, numbers, and the likes. And with that, they can actually use their fingertip to trace those numbers, trace it in a inscribed manner. and that's how they learn reading and writing. So in summary, input is a bridge between data and processing, while output is a link between computer processing and people. Like I said, the whole computer itself involve one three things: your input, your processing, and your output. So input is going to be a bridge between the data and processing. Then the output, while the output is going to be a link between your computer processing itself and you as the user. So input and output may be categorized based on its concept, method, and devices, like we've said earlier on. Then maintaining and safeguarding data processing and source is vital to avoid garbage in, garbage out. Then assistive technology and embedded technologies were utilized to cater and support all users in order to offer inclusion and diversity in the application of input and output device so that no one is left behind. So I think so that's all what we have for input and output. Before I move to the next slide, is there any question? Hello? Do you have any question, clarification, addition?
No, sir.
So I believe you are all grounded with what input and output is now.
No,
I think we have taken this now.
no,
We have not taken this. Let me see. Yeah, we have taken this processing units.
there's no taking
We have taken this, right? Hello?
No,
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
I said we have taken this. Yeah, I think we've taken this already. Yeah, I think we've taken this. So let's look at storage. Let's look at storage. Let's look at storage. So storage device. Secondary storage device. So we can differentiate between storage and memory. Then we can discuss benefit and uses of cloud storage, the difference between storage concept, device, and application. Then I expect to know or identify uses of magnetic strips, cards, smart card, RFID, and tags. Defining storage, introduction. So storage holds data, instruction and information for future use. Secondary storage is a physical material for computer to store data, instruction and information. Storage device designed to store data and instructions permanently and for primary retrieval. So all these are different. Storage is different from storage device, and storage device is different from secondary storage or primary storage. And just at the right part, figure 4.1, we have all the different storage that we can have. I've mentioned flash drive, we have CD. I've mentioned CD in our previous slide. CD, DVD, cloud storage, all these are different. Storage application and concepts. So you can store budgets, bank statements, inventory, homework, assignment, recipe, invoice, presentation, product catalog, etc. So we have, and all this storage can be read. So now this diagram, and basically you need to know that it's storage. You can do two things. You can read it and you can write it. So for reading, that means you have something on it already. You want to take
Voice
it
is
out. You want to
breaking.
read it. So reading, why for writing? Media. Are you saying something?
What is it? Your voice is breaking. I can't really hear.
Okay, my voice is breaking, right?
Yes.
Is my voice clear now?
Huh?
Is it clear now?
Like, yes, yes, it's clear now.
Okay, it's clear now, right?
Yes, sir.
It's still your voice break. Can't hear you clearly. Hello?
Ah,
Okay, so storage
I can't hear you.
capacity. In our previous, one of our previous class, I've mentioned, we've talked about bits, the differences, and the likes. So this is just a recap of what we've talked about. Your capacity in terms of how many data you can store, number of bytes a storage region can hold, down to capacity. So you can have it in kilobytes, megabytes, gigabytes, terabytes, and so on and so forth. And again, if you if you remember, I mentioned difference between the bytes and the bits. While the byte is just the storage memory, the bit is the unit in which your memory is being stored. So depending on what you are working on, you have different requirements. For a home user, it might not need more than just 500 gig hard disks, a cloud storage, optical disk drive, card reader, USB flash drive, etc. For home office, for small office or home office, I need one terabytes, your cloud storage, optical drive, external hard disks, and so whatever you are doing actually. It might also include your printer, and so on and so forth. For mobile, you might not be need more than half of what your home users need, 250 gig hard disk. So we have storage versus memory. Okay, so let's look at the illustration we have here. And what we want to highlight is the volatility and non-volatility of the memory or storage. Now look at what we have here. This shows that you can have information on your screen when your light is on. The moment the light is off, what happens? It disappears. So this is just a screen display, which is a volatile memory. Now let's look at the RAM here. What happens? Can you see my cursor? Invisible tape, 1.5 per row, 6 row. Now look at this. This is a RAM that store information. So this information is actually temporary. Information can disappear because it is temporary. It's also a volatile. And let's look at non-volatile now. Paper clip, look at this. Once you have it inside, it remains inside. And that shows the major difference. One remain intact when power is off, while one remain intact when power is off, which is non-volatile, or the data temporarily goes off, which is the volatile. So this node diagram shows calculation of our secondary storage. Now, can you see my cursor? So the second storage can be the direct access device or the sequential access device. So for your direct access device, you have the optical disks, you have the memory storage device, we have the magnetic disks. And for your sequence access, you just have the magnetic tape. Now let's pay attention to this memory storage device. This can be divided into flash drive or memory card. For your optical disc, they can be divided into your CD-ROM. I believe you all know CD-ROM. Your CD-R, your CD-RW, and your DVD. Then for magnetic disks, we have your floppy disks. So I don't know if you know floppy disks. So, this is what we used to store information in the olden days. Then we have your hard disks, which can be into zip disks and disk pack. Now this talks about storage. Now for the memory, can have it to be primary, secondary, cache memory or virtual registers. Your primary can be random access memory RAM or read-only memory ROM. Your random access memory is further classified into static or dynamic. And your read-only memory is either PROM, EEPROM, and EEPROM. So what is the difference between the two? Now, for your random access memory actually consists mostly of volatile information, information that can go immediately off. These are information that are temporarily stored in the memory, while with only memory are permanent information or data, or it allows you to have, so they have non-volatile memory. So it non-volatile, so it does not disappear with power off. So we'll be looking at that in an elaborate way. So look at bank related processes now. So let's talk about storage access time. For storage access time, the first thing we're looking at is time it takes for storage device to locate item on storage medium. So how long does it take to locate item? Or time required to deliver items from memory to processor. Okay, I've located it. I'll find it. Okay. How long does it take to now deliver it? So this can be either faster transfer rate or slower transfer rate. These two, de- these two determine your storage access time. So that's why you see some computer, you use you have external hard disks. You must have experienced this before. You put that external hard disk inside your system, and you just don't know it will be loading, it will open. It will be loading, it will open. That is because your computer is very slow, and it have a slower transfer rate to actually access the information on the external disk. So we have primary storage, secondary storage. So primary storage memory most RAM. So what happens? Item will be interpreted and so secondary storage, hard disks, flash memory cards, CD, DVD, tapes, all these are secondary storage. So we'll be looking at them one after the other. The first one is our hard disks. The hard disks, also known as hard disk drive (HDD), contain one or more inflexible circular platters enclosed in an airtight sealed case, mounted inside system units, so which is referred to as internal hard disk. So your hard disk (HDD) allows us to save items in it, information, data, and so on and so forth. So it can be external, it can be internal. So when we have this hard disk, most times it operates with our OS, that's operating system. Our operating system allows us to boot the hard disk and it renders all the information we have. So basically, we can read and write information on our hard disks. And it's important that when we are using our hard disk, we know what are needed to maintain the health of the hard disk. So we can have health crash, and health crash can cause you to lose your information. And cause of crash include close clearance between the right head and hard disk data, dust, dirt, air smokes, old word parts, hardware overheating, corrupted files, power surge, etc. So warning signs and symptoms to observe. When your computer becomes very slow, like very slow, you know that there's a problem. You need to wait for before the thing just come crash patapata. You need to do some things to it. Or you are working, it will freeze, frequent freezing. Or to just suddenly display blue screen, or you start making sound boom 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 boom, there's a problem. Or you are just discovering that the file are just disappearing. You are not saying they are your people from village, no. So file may not be deleted whether the part or that access is to it is lost. So exactly, so you will not be able to find the file, not knowing that it's still there but the part is lost. So what are the things to do? Do not save files or install software on the disk. Do not shut down the computer. So you store if you move to recycle them. So download and save freeware on other storage media using commercial data recovery. Now let's look at cloud. So internet service providing storage to data or mobile device users. Available for home and business use, such as Amazon Cloud Drive, Apple iCloud, Box, Dropbox, Google Drive, SkyDrive, and so on and so forth. So we have the pictures there. For the types, we have the cloud storage device, services like public, private, hybrid, community, and so on and so forth. So what can we do with our cloud storage? So now, if we talk about cloud, cloud is just a means of storing our information, and that means we have another alternative to store those information. That's one. Another thing can think of is it allows us to synchronize our copies in different ways by creating different copies of our data. Evaluating cloud providers, we have different cloud providers that provide information for us, and they can provide a particular amount of storage depending on the cost, if it is free or if it is paid. Then they provide their own private policy. So the issue with cloud storage is just theft, data ownership, backup plans, or making them digital components. So magnetic strip card, smart card, however, so I'm talking about this, but first let me confirm. Are we still recording?
Okay.
Okay, we are still recording. So can we come back to our recorded video? Now, for the magnetic stripe cards, now I'm going to talk about this in, in a relatable manner. Now, where is this? So we have magnetic strip cards, and I told us that magnetic strip cards are, in example, our ATM card, abi? Then we have RFID. So RFID tags is just radio frequency tags. So this card emits radio frequency which can be detected by reader. Now let me give an example of radio frequency card like that. I know you should be aware of this BRT in Lagos State now, the one that the current governor introduced with partnership with Quarries company. So look at that card, for example. So that kind of card, if you want to make payment, you just have to it's not as if you are inserting your card into any machine. All you need to do is just keep it on a surface. So what is happening is that the card makes use of RFID by emitting a radio frequency. So you enter BRT, just use your card, tip it, and it debit your account. And that's one of the technology of radio frequency that we make use of. So other places that we can make use of this RFID is in complaint. It can be given to workers to access entry, door entry. So before getting inside the office, it can be your entry card, and all you need to just snap it on the door, and it allows you in. We have storage in NAS and SAR. NAS means storage access, network access storage, sorry, while SAR means storage area network. So let's take one after the other. Network access storage. So when you say network, it means there are more than one thing, right? Because network means one or two things, and two or more things. Yeah. Then access. You want to access something. What are we access? What are we giving access to? Storage. And what is storage having information? So server placed on a network, also known as storage appliance with its own IP address. So storage area network and network access storage. So this is your computer accessing from the data center, networking together. So
Please, can you explain
this
the
this information is just showing us different computer network together. Computer A, B, C network together. So they can receive information from here. So these are their data centers that supply them information. Now look at this data center. It's also connected to something. It's connected via something. We have all these jigs and extensions and so on and so forth. So all these are referred to as the storage area network. And what they consist? They have ICE network providing storage to other attached servers. So these are the servers and these are the clients. Are you saying something?
so I said I didn't understand the network access storage and the storage area.
Yeah. So look at this network access. Let's assume you are in your workplace, and in your workplace you have 5 offices there, and in each of those offices you have 3 systems, making 15 systems. and those 15 systems can communicate together. There is single center. That single center that can supply that information is actually the data center for that office. So that means your computers are networked together. Do you get me? That means your computer are what are networked together, and they are getting information from a single computer. So that computer might actually be online, might not be a physical one, and we can refer to that as server. Am I communicating? So the server sending information to all other 15 computers can also be receiving information from another group of computer, which will be this time around the storage area network. So and that is the major difference between the network and the storage area network. The storage area network does not supply to the users directly, they supply to the data center, while the network area access supplies information to the user. Do you get the difference now?
Yes,
Do you get the difference now?
yes. You
I
said
can't hear
the,
you.
I said, yes, sir. You said the storage area network does not supply information to the users directly. They supply it to you.
Yes. Is that clear?
You said they supply it to you, sir. I did not hear that part.
The storage area network supplies to the data center.
Okay.
That is the server. You get that?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. So we'll talk about assistive technology. So let's summarize what we've learned. So the first thing is secondary storage is a storage device that has been designed to store data and instruction in permanent form. Categories of storage of secondary storage can divide into sequential access and direct access. Capacities in number of bytes a storage medium can hold, while storage access time refers to the speed of storage device in accessing information. Cloud storage allows users to back up their computer. Like I said, cloud will allow you to have a copy of your work, synchronize your file, share documents, but users must not also observe the issue related to its use. So users must also observe the problem that can be attached to it. So if you're doing something, there's always a pros and a cons. There are other storage device that we have, like the smart card, the RFID. So I've talked about the RFID like Eco, Lagos that make use of BRT. They use what? RFID tags. The BRT card are actually radio frequency tags. Any question for me?
No, sir.
Any question for me?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. So we'll stop me here. It's already 7. So if you have questions, you can always forward it to the group chat, okay?
Sorry, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
What do you say?
I said I can hear you, sir.
Okay, good, good. So thank you for attending today's class. So I really
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your time. So take care and goodbye.
Good night, sir.
So bye.
Bye, sir.